Okay, so what did you? Anybody come up with anything for addition? Huh? It might say plus. What else? I forgot to switch that. Huh? What else? You think they might use the word add? Probably not, but sure. What else? There we go. What else? Added? Yeah. I doubt it. Let's go back to our third grade selves. What else could they say? That might sound like, yeah, all together. What else? What else?
More.
Maybe. What else? No. What else? Some. What else? Starts with a T. You're missing a big one. Total. Right? Okay. Combined. Gained. All of these are good. And this is obviously not an all-inclusive list. This is just getting us started. Okay. How about for subtraction? Just popcorn out. What y'all get? Okay. Decrease.
Minus.
I doubt it. Not at this level. What else? Maybe. I doubt it. What else? Difference. Fewer. What about loss? Like instead of gained, we lost. Okay? How about for multiplication? They might say times. Product.
Groups of.
Groups. What else? That also might be there too. What else? Y'all missing a few. No. Let's go back to multiplication. We're missing a couple. There's the biggest one for multiplication. Y'all haven't said yet. I bought 5 shirts. They cost $7. There it is. Each. And then like each is per. Okay? So now let's go to division. So I've got groups. What else? Split. Quotient. What does over mean? It's like they're not going to say that in a word problem. Yeah, we're talking about in a word problem. Split. What's another word for splitting it? We're going to this pizza. We're going to separate might be. But there's another word I haven't said yet. We're going to what? Just you and I are going to what this pizza? Share. There we go. Okay. And then the last one is equals. What word do you think might be equals? Okay. I like same and is. That's the two that I have. Is and same. Okay. And again, the key here is you might hear these in a story, but you need to be careful. You need to make sure you understand, especially when you've got some of these that are in both places, like groups, right? Okay, we're not only having here, so I'm sure why you pulled it. Like groups, if it's something that it can in both places, then we need to make sure we understand what's happening in the story, okay? So, let's take a look at the week. Okay, let's look at this problem. Okay, it says, Hudson and Knox are in a race. Hudson is running at a speed of 8.8 feet per second. Knox got a 30-foot head start and is running at a speed of 6.3 feet per second. How many seconds will it take for Hudson and Knox to run the same number of feet? Okay, first, let's start with the information that we already know in the problem. What do we know? That we've got, yeah, we know we've got 2 people and they're running. Right? So I have H for Hudson. He is running at 8.8 feet per second. Okay? And now Knox, he's running at a rate of 6.3 feet per second, but he got a 30-foot head start. So what would you have to do for that? Yeah, you have to add that 30 back to his amount that he's already been running. Okay? Okay, so now what are we looking for? I need to know. What are we looking for? Well, we're looking for the number of seconds or how long. What? For them to have run what? The same number of feet. Now, all of this that I have written out so far, this is our very first time doing it. Normally we wouldn't write all this out, right? Normally we would probably underline or circle. We would say Knox is that plus that and then that. You see what I'm saying? I've just circled my keywords instead of writing them all out, right? So let's make a plan. Well, first of all, because we want them to be the same, where was that keyword? Equals. In the equals. We want for Hudson and Knox to equal each other, right? Is everybody with me so far? Well, Hudson, we said, was 18.8 feet per second. Well, what do we not know? I'm sorry, 8.8 feet per second. What do we not know? How many seconds he's running, right? So what's that going to be? So the number of seconds is going to be my x, because that's what we were looking for. So it's 8.8. We don't know how many seconds. That's Hudson. What are we going to put for Knox? Yeah, 6.3x plus 30, because he had a 30-foot head start. Y'all, what did we just create? An equation that we know how to work, I hope, right? What would we do now? Okay, multiply by 10 to get rid of that decimal. Then what? Subtract 63 from 88. Then what? Which is 12. Thank you. Okay, so 12 what? What is that? 12 seconds. Okay, so now under my solution, not only do we want to put x equals 12 seconds, but we want to say, what does that mean? After what? After 12 seconds, they what? They will have run, run the same distance. And now, look what I put up here that is not on your paper. I was thinking about this this morning, and I was like, I think I want us to add a little question down here. How many feet will they have run? So can you add that on the bottom of your paper? How many feet will they have run? So how are you going to figure that out? Well, do you know how long they've been running? Yeah, so what can you do with that? Yeah, just plug it back in. Meaning Hudson, he's running 8.8 feet per second, and you said it's for 12 seconds. So then that means it would just be 8.8 times 12. Can y'all go ahead and plug that in? Okay. Huh? Guys, on your calculator, 8.8 times 12. What'd you get? 105. Thank you. Why? I have a tool. I got 105.6 feet, and now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for Knox, but what should it be? What should the answer be? 105.6, because remember the whole point was for them to have run the same distance. So let's plug it in. So 6.3 times 12 plus 30. Go ahead and plug it in. still get 105.6 feet. So how many feet will they have run? 105.6 feet. How long do they run? 12 seconds. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so y'all need to tell me that when y'all first read it. It's too late now. Okay, it's all right. Okay, guys, questions? Yeah. Okay, so we have celebrity A has 400 followers on social media and is gaining 75 followers each day. Celebrity B has 1,000 followers but is losing 25 followers a day. How many days will it take them to have the same number of followers? So again, we're looking for when celebrity A is going to be the same as celebrity B. Is everybody there so far? Okay. So celebrity A has 400, but then it says gaining 75 each day. So what do you put there? Plus 75 X, because the question, how many days, that is our X. That's what we're looking for, okay? And we're gonna set it equal because we want it to be equal to celebrity B, has 1,000, and then what? Is losing 25 a day, so what would you put there? Minus 25X. Okay? And so now they want to know how many days will it take for them to be the same number of followers, right? So here we are. We can just solve from here, right? So what do we do next? Add 25X, because that would be 100X. Then what? Subtract 400, that would be 600. Divide by 100, and I get that X equals 6 what? Days. Okay? So the question, the answer is 6 days. But now I'm adding another question underneath here, which you can probably put right underneath here. How many followers will they have at that time? What will you do?
1,000 minus.
You just take that and plug it back in. So that's going to be 400 plus 75 times 6, right? So 75 times 6. Plus 400 is 850. Double check it. Double check it with B. 1,000 minus 25 times 6. And I still get 850. Okay? Is everybody with me so far? Okay, so how are both of those problems the same?
Because they were both the same.
That's exactly right. They were both equivalent. Okay? We're going to skip the rest of this page and move on to the next page. So now we're going to start talking about inequalities. Okay? An inequality is the relation between two expressions that are not equal to one another. So as far as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division words, those are still going to be the same. But now you're not going to hear the words is and same. Instead, first, let's make sure we understand how to read this. What is this? Less than. Okay. What are some words that you think might mean that besides less than? Fewer than. Give me some more.
More.
Smaller. Not more than.
Not more than.
The word that one's actually going to come up to play in just a second, but hold on to that one. Well, we got less. What else? Smaller. What else? There's a few more. Who said that? How about shorter? I know. What about below? Under? All than, what else might you hear?
Bigger than.
Uh-huh. Seriously. No, that's gonna come in a second. Bigger, what did you say? Taller. Go back over here. Below, so this would be above. Over. Yeah. Okay? Because all of those things just mean more. Now, I want to go back to what you were saying when you said not more than. But see, not more than means it could be less, but it could also be equal. And so that's where we're getting into here. So that would be here. No more than. Because what's the name of this symbol anyway? So less than or equal to, we have no more than. What else might you think would be here? Not more than.
Limited
Same.
to.
What?
Limited to.
Limited to. Okay, I'll go with that. That goes over here. No less than would go over here, right? What about maximum? At most. Okay? I know it. So this symbol, how do we read that symbol? Okay, so it's greater than or equal to. So we could say no less than. Let's go back to some of these and think of their opposites. Minimum. At least. That's a real common one. No fewer than. Let me give you some context in here, and you can tell me which one it would be. Like, I can have no more than 30 students. Why? Because I only have 30 seats, right? So no more than. So that means I can have 30, or I can have less than 30, right? But in order to make a class, I have to have at least one student, right? So that means I can have one student, or I can have more than 4. So no, right. So I have to have no less than 1. You see what I'm saying? But I can be equal to that. You have to be a minimum of 48 inches to ride this ride. What does that mean? You can be 48, or you can be more than 48, or you have to be less than 52 inches. So that just means 51 inches or smaller, right? A lot of these again come. You'll understand them more once you're in the problems. Okay. Okay. So let's do a couple here. All right. Carl has fewer than 7 hats. Fewer than 7. What would that be? X is less than 7 because it's just fewer. Okay. She grew at least 1 2/3 inches last year. So what would that be? At least 1 2/3. So she could have grown exactly that much, or she could have grown more than that. Okay. Jamar can fit no more than 8 people in his car. So could he fit 8 people? Yes, or less. So no more than 8. Okay, why don't you guys try the next 3, and then we'll check. Okay, it says Adrian wants to spend a maximum of $250. So that means what? Less than or equal, because maximum says they could spend $250 or they could spend less. Okay, Theo's suitcase weighs more than 56.75. So that would be what? Just greater than. I gotta pay extra for that luggage there. And Patricia drank no less than 22 ounces before lunch. Yeah, no less than means it could be that or it could be more. Okay? Okay. The next piece says to write an inequality, and then on your paper, notice it says then solve the inequality. Notice I have a line marked through that. You can mark that out because all you have to be able to do this year is to write the inequality. You will be solving it next year in algebra. So cross that piece out. All we have to do is write it. Okay? So let's get to it. Here we go. It says Ren and Abby are reading the same book for their English class. Ren is on page 100 of the book, and she reads 1/4 of a page each minute. Abby is on page 88 of the book, and she reads 1/2 of a page each minute. How many minutes will it take for Abby to have read at least the number of pages that Ren has read in the book? All right. If you're anything like me, I just read all of that. Not sure I did understand it, but I went, what? And do we need to what? Read it again. Okay, let's read first just the last sentence. How many minutes will it take for Abby to have read at least Ren? That's where I would start right there. Abby has to be at least as much as Ren. So what does that mean? Could they be equal? Yes. Or Abby could read. That's right. So there is the first step I would always do, because that's to me the most important step, is getting that sign right. Okay? Now let's go back. It says, Ren is on page 100 and reads 1/4 of a page a minute. So for Ren, I'm just going to break down my symbol. What are you going to put for Ren? Already on 100, and then what? Plus 1/4 of a page each minute. And what's our unknown? How many minutes? That's what we're looking for, right? And I'm just going to use X if you want to use N, but you certainly can. I just like to use X. That's our unknown. We don't know how many minutes. So there's part of it. Now go to Abby. Abby's on page 88, and she reads 1/2 a page each minute. So what would you do for her? Now, does that seem logical? Let's look and see what we read, what we wrote. She's on 88. She's going to read, so we're gaining 1/2 a page per minute. And then at least we already know that one. That was, she could be more or equal to. He's already on 100. He's gaining 1/4 of a page each minute. So see, I just checked all the parts, and that's all you have to do, guys. You don't have to solve. That's as far as you have to go. You understand? Next year you have to solve that, but this year we're not. Okay? I know. So all right, you try the next one on the next page. You do not solve. Okay, let's read. It says to have a birthday party at an ice skating rink, Lizzie would pay $40 plus $18.25 per person. To have a party at a trampoline park, she would pay $124 plus $7.75 per person. How many people would Lizzie need to have at her party in order for the cost of the party at the ice rink to be more than the trampoline? So, what did you do first? Ice rink versus trampoline is greater because it says right here or there, right? Okay, and then what is the unknown? How many people? So that is our X. Okay, so now let's go back to the beginning. At the ice skating rink, it says it's $40 plus $40 plus $18.25 per person, and that's the part we don't know, right? And it's going to be more than at the trampoline park. It says $124 plus $7.75 per person. Did you guys get that? And that's all we had to do, right? So where, if you're going to make a mistake, let's talk about where is it going to be? Where's the biggest mistake probably? Yes, I think this is the key culprit most of the time. Okay, and then of course in your wording, because y'all, there's lots of words in these problems. Okay, so just make sure you're being careful. And how many of you within the problem did you actually like ice skating? It would be 40 plus 18.25. Trampoline, it'll be 124 plus 775, that kind of thing, right? Within there. Okay. All right, guys. So now what I want you to do, we skipped a bunch, right? we skipped back over here, all the rest of this page, yes? And then we have the rest of the page that we're on right now. So that's what I'd like for you to work on with a partner. We still have 15 minutes. So how about I give y'all 10 to get as much as you can done, and then that way we have time to check. Sound good? Hard to see? I don't know if you can even see that at all. Guys, I'm recording. Thank you. I know that I could barely see that. Okay?